Alright, I'm going to do a video today here. Sitting here under my carport. Tropical storm's coming. It's already raining, but so hopefully some of you folks are into this. This might be boring to some of you, and I'm sorry if it is, but you know, it is what it is. Just trying to do some content, and obviously it's raining and I can't do it out in the yard, so this is what we're going to do. So lawn care. If you want a nice lawn, you know, stick to the basics. The first basic is applying a pre-emergent. In my opinion, that's as important, if not more important, than applying fertilizer. Pre-emergent, pre-emergent, pre-emergent. That's the first start. So now, after you've done your pre-emergent, now we're going to get into some, you know, what's going to make it green, look good, be pleasing to the eye. So, the basics: NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. That's the basics. Obviously, at first, if you don't need phosphorus and potassium in the soil, don't apply it. There's no need to apply it. If you're not deficient in it, don't apply it. I mean, if your soil test says, you know, you're moderate, there really ain't no need for it. You're not deficient. You just have a moderate level. You're not gonna see any difference between what would be perfect on a soil test and moderate. Now, if you're low, that's deficient. So that's when you need to be applying this stuff, as far as phosphorus and potassium, in a granular form, to put it in the soil. You know, I'm not saying you can't apply some potassium or something to the leaf to help it out, but let's go over some nitrogen. You know, here's some different nitrogen. We got Pete's 2000. This and the Plant Food Company 2900. It's pretty close. I think this is a 30% slow release, and this is a 50% slow release fertilizer. So nitrogen is what's going to make your yard look good. End of discussion. Nitrogen drives the bus. Now, I'm not saying go out and apply huge amounts of nitrogen, because that is the complete wrong thing to do. You know, me, I typically apply a tenth of a pound twice a month. So, not even a quarter of a pound twice a month. You know, I change up the way I do stuff some. From what I've been seeing, it seems like a tenth of a pound twice a month gives me the best results. You know, you can apply it. Now, obviously, if you're applying a granular fertilizer more, you can't apply a tenth of a pound. There's no way. Granular fertilizer, you know, you're going to be putting down more pounds per 1,000 square feet. Like, you know, with a granular, about the lowest you're going to be able to go is half a pound per 1,000. If you got a greens grade, you can get it down to a quarter pound. But, you know, this is why, you know, I run one granular app in the spring, and I don't even know if I'm going to do that next spring. I do run more granular in the fall, because I want that nitrogen in the soil to go over winter. But normally I apply liquid. but the nitrogen is what you're going to see. That's the response you're going to want. Here's another nitrogen. It's the 1834. This is all a quick release. It's mainly urea. So, but nitrogen is that's what's going to make your lawn look good. Iron, yes, it can give you a color response, or it will give you a color response. Is it absolutely needed? No, it's not. I just feel like, and I'm not talking bad about anybody or anything, I feel like a lot of these products that are on YouTube, you know, it's for sales. And it really is. I'm not talking about any product, you know, I'm showing you mainly the stuff that I use. And I have no association with these folks. It's just good stuff. But I'm just trying to be honest with you. I'm not trying to sell you a product. All these biostimulants, I mentioned in another video, you're not going to see any response out of these. So if you're thinking you're going to apply a biostimulant, like, I know a lot of you don't know what this plant food company stuff is, so I'm just going to break this down right here. Most of you know what that right there is. John Perry, good guy. Been doing this a long time. I just don't, in my personal opinion, you're not going to see a response out of RGS. Will it help with rooting? Will it help with stress? Yes, to a point. There's nothing going to help with stress once it reaches a certain point. No product, none. You know, if I was going to be applying something like this right here, I would be applying it in the spring and fall. That's when it's going to take the most advantage of something like kelp, which RGS is. This, I've showed this in other videos. This is just an amino acid, salicylic acid mix. It's for stress. There's no kelp in this one. Is it necessary? No, it is not. It is not necessary. If you're trying to be on a budget, stick to NPK. That's what you need to stick to. And pre-emergent. Calcium. Now, I am a big believer in calcium. If your soil don't need it, don't add it to the soil. But it does, you know, this right here does, it strengthens cell walls, which helps fight stress, disease, stuff like that. It makes the nitrogen work better, gets it into the plant better. So I am a big believer in calcium. I will say that, and I run it regularly as a foliar application. So here's another biostimulant, Adam's Earth. I mean, this is probably my favorite biostimulant out of all the biostimulants I've ever run. Are you going to see any response out of it? No. This one you might see a little bit out of it. And when I say response, I mean as far as a color response, something like that. Is it going to help with stress, as I mentioned with RGS? Yeah, to a certain point. It's not anything magical. Like this one, I mean, it's got micronutrients and B vitamins and plant hormones and humic, kelp, fulvic, you know. It's just to help with stress. Amino acids. Let's go to everybody's favorite magical potion that you all everybody has just been on the hype train about is humic. I don't care whose product it is. It's going to take years and years and years for this to work in your soil. Period. I don't care if these folks get mad at me or not. I'm just trying to be honest with you folks. After years and years of use, could you see something in your soil change some? There's a good possibility. I don't know if it's going to be a lot. That's beyond my pay grade. But, you know, you can see something. And a lot of this depends on the rate and stuff you use. I mean, obviously, if you was dumping 5 gallons every time you sprayed, yeah, you're probably going to see more. But who can afford to do that? But, is this something necessary? Absolutely not. I'm to the point anymore where, honestly, I don't even run humic acid anymore. I mean, I have some left. There's just, you know, I don't see nothing out of it. I mean, I've applied probably 500, 600, 700 gallons of humic acid in my yard over the years, and I just ain't seen nothing. Every time I pull the plug out, it's the same old sandy red clay. And I've even put compost down, soil 3 compost. It's the same old sandy red clay. So that's what I'm stuck with, evidently. Now, if you're on a golf green and you got a sand-based soil, humic acid, yeah, it adds organic material to the soil. It will add some organic material, which in turn will help it hold moisture. You know, a sandy, super sandy soil, it doesn't hold any moisture. So adding organic material to the soil, it's going to help it hold moisture. But if you've got, you know, a good soil structure, most of you guys aren't a golf green, so if you've got a good soil structure, I just don't see the point in it. I'll just be honest. I mean, you know, even in the golf industry, I never applied any of this humic stuff. I bought into it also. Like I said, I'm not going to say it's a hype because I like both of these companies, and I'm not trying to knock the product. I just trying to be specific with you guys and my opinions on, is it going to work? Yeah, if you apply it long enough, possibly. If you got a real sandy soil, yeah, I'll mention it again, it might help you hold some moisture. But in a regular soil for a lawn, I just don't see it being necessary. I'll just be honest. And I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong on that. I will say, and I hope I don't catch flack for this, but this is my opinion, and it ain't nothing about this. I just said it there so you wouldn't stare at my truck. Liquid aeration. That's the biggest bunch of bull crap I've ever seen. There is absolutely nothing going to replace aerification like a mechanical aerification. Period. I don't care how much you apply. It just is not going to do it. So, I'm going to go ahead and get that out of the way. And if you disagree with me, then you just disagree with me. But that's my opinion on that. But I just wanted to make a little video here. I mean, I know a lot of this is not interesting to you guys, and some of you guys probably don't want to hear this, but it is what it is. I'm just trying to be honest with you. After doing this for years and years and years in the turf industry and here at the yard, these biostimulants, they're not anything magical, and they're not going to keep your yard from stressing out. Do they help to a point? Again, yes, they'll help to a point, but after that, it's reached the point of no return. It's gone. It all boils down to NPK and proper watering if you've got irrigation. That's it. And if you need a little color blast, throw some iron in there. As I mentioned, calcium. You know, throw some calcium in there to help with nitrogen uptake, building cell walls. Stress on that also, but that's just my opinion on this. Take it as you will. But again, focus on pre-emergent, NPK, P&K if you need it, and you know, as I mentioned, some calcium. And if you want to run some biostimulants, run them. I'm not going to tell you not to, but just don't expect when the weather hits, you know, when it hits the fan, and you know what I'm talking about. It's you know, it's not going to help. I will say this right here. I didn't show this, and I about forgot to. Phosphite. I do run phosphite. Greene County Fertilizer makes a phosphite. I do run phosphite. It's been showed in numerous studies to help plant health. It's actually a preventative against pythium. So that is something that I believe in, and I do run that regularly. So, but I just thought I would show you guys this. And again, I'm not knocking on any company whatsoever, but that's my opinion, and I appreciate you watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.